crashing a lot lately. Like, I feel as though it crashes at least, like, what, maybe 2 times or 3 times a week when I'm streaming. Of course, at least one of those times, it's always like my internet is the cause. But I don't know what's going on with my, I don't know what's going on with this, with OBS. I don't know what that's about. I don't know why it's crashing. Hold on. This is interesting. I do have internet connection. Hold on. If anyone's talking in chat, I can't see you in the moment. Oh yeah, no. My, I just cannot enter Twitch right now. Oh. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, wait. Is Twitch down? Oh, it seems as though... Okay, so that's why. Twitch is down. Okay. Well, shit. Well, that means I can't read anyone's comments, and it's very well possible that... Well, since I... Okay. Because... Okay, so I'm seeing a message in the Discord. If anyone can see it, respond. Because again, I do have an internet connection, it seems. Oh, but I only have internet. Okay. Nay. Okay. Well, shit. Okay, so I'm just not able to get into Twitch. Like yeah, Twitch is just broken for me. And there's nothing I can do. There it goes. There we go. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Yes. My thing is there in the, in the thing. Steam is live. Yes. I don't know what happened. That is one of the weird situations I've had to deal with. Because it said OBS shut down. It said OBS shut down, but it still said I had an internet connection. So if I had to guess, what happened was my stream was connected to my first internet connection, and everything else was was my second internet connection. So I guess my first internet connection died or something. I'm not exactly sure. It hiccuped, yeah. You know what? That is probably the best way to put it. Things just died for no apparent reason, but everything's back up and online though now. Again, I'm gonna have to, like, I'm pretty sure it's my internet that is causing most of the crashes with OBS, but I do swear as though OBS is crashing a lot more often than it used to for me. I'm not sure why. What am I signing up for? It's the Cove. Shit, I don't know. I don't know what to give this woman. I don't know what to give Clout. Which OBS do you use, Duke? Studio. I use OBS Studio. Unless you're asking for a specific version, in which case it's 21.1.0. Which I think is a little older. Both OBS and XSplit have issues, let alone is Twitch too. Maybe. I don't know. I've seriously enjoyed using Streamlabs OBS. I have wanted to use Streamlabs OBS, but I've had the issue of Streamlabs OBS is always connected to the internet and ends up driving more. Essentially, you know, it's like it's a constant connection that's constantly updating, which is just hell on my internet. So I'm not able to use Streamlabs OBS. I would love to, but that's unfortunately just not going to happen. But I don't know what to take, honestly. So since I never stream and don't have much input on this, let me ask you this. Why would they give ye 3 talismans if we have a party of 4? And why does it give a -100 on this revelation? I'll let you ponder this. I mean, it's obviously a challenge thing, Captain. You know, you have to decide who is not going to have, I mean, you have to decide who's not going to have a talisman. So I already have it figured out. I am going to have to bring one person with a anti-stress with me. Which is going to be Dootsy, because they're the only jester that I still have whom is alive. Yeah, I'll probably build them to have like a dodge build. Everyone else gets the revelation thing, and essentially it means that 3 out of the 4 people can only have 1 other trinket. Whereas the one person who doesn't have the revelation can have 2 trinkets. But again, they're not protected from this revelation thing, which means that they end up they're gonna take all of these problems. So you gotta have somebody who can deal with the stress. So again, gonna bring Dootsy along so that they can just anti-stress themselves. That'd be not good. Yeah, it's an entire thing. Like, it makes me really upset that just my internet is not... It's just not good. And again, it's the second best internet that you can get in my state. And you want to know the funniest part? It's the second best internet that you can get in this state. And it's satellite internet. I want you to ponder that for a moment. It's satellite internet, and it is the second best. Every other internet providers in this state do worse than 50 megabytes per second. And yeah, ISPs should be able to live up to and be required to. Yeah, no, they definitely should. And all, like if I was actually making money off of Twitch, like, you know, if I was actually making a living off of Twitch, I would firmly be willing to cancel my contract and sue them under loss of wages and say, like, because they did claim, like, yeah, you know, our shit works. They were like, hello, we're Exceed, and our shit works. If they advertise brain egg, it must be held liable. Range is fine. There we go. But if not a range, then no. No, what IPs do. Clearly, there's no ISP monopoly, right? Clearly. But no, what ISPs do is they say this is the maximum you can get, you know. That's what they do. They say you get speeds up to blank. That way, if one day they are giving you a speed of 300 and the next day they're giving you a speed of 0.05, they could say, no. It's okay for us to give you that, because we did promise that we would give you up to 300, and just the other day, we gave you that 300. It pisses me off. I still don't know what to take here. Fuck it, extra damage, why not? All that stress is just gonna kill ya, so... yeah, we'll go with the anti-stress. Eldritch Slayer's Ring. But what they have here is due to competition is good, but in other places is so bad. A min and max should be required unless legit local traffic is so high. True bandwidth is exceeded. Hammer to skulls. Well, yeah. Like, I don't know. It really, again, it's just something that really annoys me because, again, they only say up to something. When it comes to a minimum, what the? When it comes to a minimum, most IPs don't even list that as a thing because they know that you don't have another option. Hell, I only, like, with this option, it's just kind of like, I guess. I didn't want to, but again, it was either sign up with these guys and get satellite internet installed, you know, like that, or wait 2 months and maybe some polls would get put up. And it was that maybe that really got us to going like, maybe we shouldn't. Like, if they didn't say that maybe, then we would have been like, okay, we'll just wait. But no, they said maybe. Meaning that if it's not high enough priority, we're just not going to deal with it. And you guys can suffer. It's a long one, so... Oh, it's the cove. We'll just bring bandages. There we go. That's fine. Yeah, but... nah, it firmly angers me. Like, people that do not use the internet every day were the ones that were with the removal of net neutrality. Everyone who uses the internet was with net neutrality. The people who don't use internet, like, on a daily basis are the ones that were against it because, you know, they don't use the internet on a daily basis. They don't make a living off of the internet. So what the fuck does it matter to them? You know, so those people didn't represent, like, those people didn't represent, you know, the people who actually, like, need the internet, but whatever. It just pisses me off, you know? Like, very few things piss me off, but if anyone ever says that net neutrality is not important, like, I am firmly willing to curb stomp them into a table. That's another trap.
Mind that such missteps are the exception and not the rule.
Really? Eating already? You know what, sure. Let's see what we get. Like those who work for or own a business? Yeah. Or Scott Dill shift of every BS liar of an ISP ever. But, nah, it annoys the crap out. Like, I understand the other side. The other side is like, you know, like I can understand people saying they don't want government regulation because it limits businesses. Okay, that's fair. I understand this. That was not really a change. I can understand this. It's very fine to say, you know, that you don't want government regulation because of the idea of a pure capitalistic society. But it's also those same people who claim that they want a pure capitalistic society that also want their Medicare, Medicaid, and their Social Security when they retire. So fuck them. That's hypocritical, and I don't approve of that. That's quite literally not cool, man. It's not cool. Nope. What else was I saying? cannot use abyssal artillery? Oh, because they're cloaked. Right. Okay, that makes sense. Any way you can get an upgrade to your internet in the near future, or you're stuck with the... No, this is the best internet I got. Like, we signed up for the best package. It was either you get, I think it was 15, 25, or 50. Those are the 3 packages they offer. We got the best one. You know, just right off the bat, we grabbed the best one. And to be fair, it does do the job. The real problem is not even its speeds. It's like it actually does deliver on its speeds most days. The real problem is just that satellite. Satellite internet is not good. Satellite internet is not stable. And it from my experience, the biggest problem is that they hook you into servers that are across the country. That's what I've noticed. Like I've done speed tests, and ScoreCap can vouch for this. One, like, it had me hooked into a place in Wyoming, I think it was. Because the way that satellite internet works is that it doesn't have a dedicated server. It has several servers across the country that they take down that they either take down for annual maintenance, or Wisconsin, thank you, or the satellite just doesn't line up with one of the servers at some point, so it ceases to work for that one, and so they have to reline it to a different server. So I end up getting a drop at about 4 o'clock, like all of last week. I went down at 4 o'clock exactly every day for an entire week, as the system had to reset and find a different server. Every day, last week. And that is ridiculous. Like, and it would drop for like a solid, anywhere between like 20 minutes and an hour. They would choose the surest path at a given time. Yes. They could count on that. They could, but they don't care because, you know, like, what are you gonna do? Tell them that their internet sucks and that you want a new one? Haha, you're already on contract, bitch. Get fucked. They don't care. Damn it. Yeah, there's nothing to be done about it. And you know, that's the biggest thing that pisses me off. That IPs know that they can screw you over, and they capitalize on this fact. And they essentially state like, no, you're gonna deal with our bullshit for at least this many years. Otherwise, we're just not giving you internet. Like, that's how they get you set up. They're like, it's like first day. It's kind of like a student when they first go to school, when they first go to college. They're like, oh boy, I'm so happy. I get to get my higher education. And then you know, of course, the school administration walks up and says, yeah, you know, you getting an education is exactly why you're here. But first, you gotta pay for a place of living that we're giving to you. Our shitty internet. A card that you can use in order to buy food. What else is there? All classes that you're not interested in. I don't know, insurance, a parking space card or something. you know, they make you pay for a whole bunch of stuff, and I mean, I've said it many times before. What colleges do is, they're not there to offer higher education. They're there to prey on people that don't know what the fuck they're doing, and make money off of it. That's what they do. That's the entire reason for for universities and colleges, to just prey on high school students and say, we want your money. You know, there's a reason why gender studies is offered, despite the fact that people that get gender studies diplomas have the least likely chance of getting an actual job. And the reason for that is because there's money to be made off of it. If you can trick some students into believing that that backwards political bullshit is a good means to you know, to getting a job,
Exposed to a killing blow.
then yeah, you like, or actually, I think a better way to put it is, if you could trick an entire class of people into believing that their political ideas, or that their sensitivity, should be admired and should get them a job, then yeah, there's something wrong with that. In all honesty, I believe that gender studies and things like that should just be removed, because it feels as though it's just something that preys on other people, on students, you know, people that don't know what the fuck they're doing. Texas State makes everyone pay for the sports center even if you never use it. That's bullcrap. Yeah, again, it's firmly just, you know, we are preying upon you. And most of the money, you know, like, most of the money that you pay, that, you know, is supposed to be going back to the school,
clear.
Most of that is actually just going to the Board of Education for that school. It's not going to it's not even going to the professors. Like, the professors are getting paid, of course, but most of that money goes to the people that say, what do you think? Should we keep gender studies or no? And, you know, one person that says, yeah, let's keep gender studies because we're raking in money from, you know, stupid people for it, you know. And that's a thing. So, you know, they do this, and yeah, they make money, and they're shitty people. That's what that's about. Here's a fucking chromosome with X or Y. After that can be dealt with a damn college course leeching money. Well, the thing is, the entire idea of, like, gender and sex, like, that takes one high school class to teach. It takes one high school class to say, gender is what you think you are, sex is what you are. And then, in all honesty, I think that there should be an extension of that to say, hey, people are fucking assholes, and they're going to call you by your sex, or your, and some people, you know, actually, yeah, just that. Some people are assholes, they're going to call you by your sex whether you like it or not. You know, and there's nothing you can do about it. You want to know what you do about it? Nothing. You can't do anything about it. Because if you do decide that you want to do something about it, for some reason threatening these people who do not identify with your ideas and expectations should be threatened against and should receive death threats. Apparently.
Impressive.
Yeah. And again, like, not everyone is a shitty person, of course.
Death
but
is patient.
And even then, like, a lot of the people that don't agree with gender studies, It's not that they, a lot of the times it's not that they're trying to be assholes, it's just that it's not something that they were taught, and it's just not, you know, they have a traditionalistic view. You know, people can have traditionalistic views, and, you know, like, they will hurt your feelings, but that does not make them terrible people. But you don't need a damn college course for it, just who you are. People need to be chill. Maybe therapy. Yep. Yeah.
A moment
See
of
a full amount. There we go.
A chance to steel
That's
oneself
nice.
against the coming horrors.
I just realized I have Sanctuary. Fuck, right. God damn it. Okay, so we don't have that. We don't have a way of dealing with this. Just do that. We'll Revel next. Then, of course, you gotta be the buzzkill, huh? Classical, more classical, simple views are still a thing. I honestly can't comprehend the 6,000 plus terms now. From the time I grew up and matured, it was down to maybe 4 or 6 terms. Like,
darkness closes in, haunting the hearts of men.
I've never had that happen before.
As the light
oh no,
purchase,
no, right, because I
are
used
lifted,
what's his face's thing.
and purpose is made clear.
But no, like I think when it, like, yeah, it's very well fair to say, you know, sex is based off of your chromosomes. And I think it's entirely fair for people to identify a person based off of their sex.
Decisive pummeling.
You know, and then, like, if you're respectable enough and inform them, like, you know, hey, I don't appreciate that, you know, you're identifying me by my sex, I'd rather you identify me by my gender. I think that could fix a lot of problems. You know, it could very well fix a lot of violence, and, to just say, hey, you know, could you call me this? You know, could you call me by this pronoun instead of this pronoun? I think that's fair. You know, because I feel as though saying that is similar to, you know, like your black friend saying, yo man, I know we're friends and all, but could you please stop greeting me by the N-word? Like, you are white, you shouldn't be allowed to use it, and I'm saving you in the future. I feel as though it's comparable to that. And then, you know, either you agree with them or you don't. You either say, nah, I really like calling you by the N-word, my friend. And he says, fair enough, and then, I don't know, like a week later, you get the crap being out of you. Done.
As victories mount,
Yeah, for your
so
deeds.
too will resistance.
The creepy Pastafarian. When people ask my gender, I say, call me whatever you think I am. Reactions vary greatly. Nice. High five, creepy. It's the 6K ways to be human. Those individuals getting upset if I don't interest. May our attention horse. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Honestly, I would say, most of the people that do that get offended over, you know, what, you know, the pronoun that, well, not necessarily, like the people that get caught up on sexuality, pronouns, things like that. I feel as though a big part of that is honestly just not having enough problems of your own. Now, do note, I could be wrong. It could very well be that these people firmly believe in what they say, and they think that it is their justice to advocate these ideas, which is perfectly fine. But again, there is a difference between, you know, actually like trying to understand both sides of an argument. Both sides of an argument, trying to find a middle ground. There's a difference between trying to find a middle ground and forcing your opinion on other people. You know, I think one of the things that I notice is that you know, there are of course radicals on the far left and far right. That's just a given. There are radicals everywhere. And the trend that I have noticed is that the radicalism on the far left, their idea is that we want free speech in order to suppress your free speach. That's how it typically is on the radical left side. On the radical right side, it's typically I have free speech, or it's typically, yeah, you have free speech, but I'm just going to ignore you. It's kind of a question as to which is worse. I think that's a nice conversation to have in Socrates Cafe. I saw a really good YouTube video on this. Ooh, do post it. Pastafarianism. I once considered actually using that as my own public religion, so I can tell Christians I believe in a spaghetti god and wear a ladle on my head as much as I want. Hey, a lot of people forget that in that religion, Jesus Christ is a raptor. He is a velociraptor. And, you know, he is someday going to come down and save us via the velociraptor. A lot of people forget about that. It's not the most prevalent thing, because again, that entire religion, I'm not exactly sure what you want to call it, is founded on the idea of you cannot disprove something, therefore it must exist. You know, and the entire idea is just, you can't disprove that God wasn't a flying spaghetti monster, can you? Therefore, he must have been a flying spaghetti monster. And, you know, the other side is, or another part of it is just, you can't disprove that Jesus wasn't a velociraptor based upon the time that you guys posted that he lived in. You know, he would have been alive during during the age of dinosaurs. So he very well could have been a velociraptor or something like that. I think it's funny. I really like them. It's kind of similar to like listening to a flat earther, but they know they're memeing. I'm a better Christian than my Christian boss, but I have no religion myself. I judge and view people as individuals after that, and they all starting on the same place of neutral. Prove to me who you are. Yeah, no, and honestly, that's how it should be.
A full pack often attracts unwanted attention.
Ah, shit. Ah, shit. Ah, that might not be good. But yeah, no, that, like, I think that's the best way to just... Honestly, that's just the best way to have a society. To say, I'm not going to... just avoid groups.
Another mariner.
Avoid all groups. Don't place yourself in a group. Stay an individual. Once you end up in a group, what ends up happening is you know, the person who is the boss of the group has a mindset. He passes that down to everyone else, and then if you have a separate mindset, if you speak up, they force the mindset onto you. That's what groups do. Stay away from groups unless they are good groups. Good groups of, like, you know, open-minded people. Free speech part, be spoken in me book. Hang on. Please do. Please lot of the reasons why liberals used to be a lot about free speech and free press is the Vietnam War. But since there's no major issues through which the only way they can fight is by protesting and writing, the newer liberals are becoming SJWs, not seeing the importance of all sides having voices. Yes. Really rather you didn't. There aren't 10 commandments, there are 8. I'd really rather you didn't. Creepy, that sounds like the beginning of the George Carlin skit, where he's like, where he just combines all of the 10 commandments into 2. I remember looking at the 10 commandments, even when I was younger, and saying like, a lot of these seem weird. Three of them are very, 3 of them are good, and then the rest I was like, what am I looking at? It's an interesting thing. Also, since we are talking politics, I am going to go ahead and preface, if anyone is uncomfortable with the talking of politics, I'm very sorry about that. It is something that I go into. I am a ranter. I talk about politics, and I keep in touch with politics all of the time. I'm very sorry about that. If you do not want to talk about it, you don't have to. If you want to tune out and leave, feel free. If you want to speak up and voice your own opinions, I try and make sure that this is a safe space that everyone can go ahead and have their voice and opinions. You will not be unheard here. I'd really rather you don't boil a baby goat in its mother's milk. Yeah. The best commandment. The best commandments are the ones you don't expect. Was prompted to say that too. Let me see. Yeah, but yeah, no, there's a lot of kind of just, I guess, redunculous stuff. And yeah, no, the SJW movement is really, like, I have to admit, I think the most disrespectful people, I mean, yeah, no, there is disrespect from the radicals of both sides. If I'm talking politics and people get uncomfortable, I switch the subject to fetishes. Yeah, no, honestly, that's a really good thing to do, Creepy. But no, I don't understand why people like. The primary reason why people avoid talking about politics is because it makes them angry, because, they hate the idea of people making points that do not line up with their own points. They just want people to accept their ideas and not have to, God forbid they actually have to explain themselves. I might just leave this. I might just leave this dungeon. I don't think I'm going to be able to pull it off with this team. Like, people don't like... Because when it comes to politics, there's debate, but most people don't debate anymore. They just argue, and argue just turns into, let me raise my voice and tell you that you're wrong, and hopefully at some point you'll just shut up. And that's, that's a good policy to have. Use it! By being an inconsistent mixed bag of failure and warped views, fetishes are politics, religion are very strong points of conflict. I've seen people get in a fight over car brands. Dude, like, people get into a fight over football games. I don't understand that. I've never been into sports, so that's probably why, but I've never understood getting into fights over your team lost, my team won. I don't understand that. Humans are naturally violent. Yes. And we try and find reasons to be violent. But of course, you know, you know, there was the Great Awakening and events like that, where there was kind of like a 180 where it went from, you know, the strongest man, you know, the man who can lift the most lumber is the leader, to you know, the man with the best mind is the leader. But yeah, no, right. Yeah, some of the most, oh goodness, who is it? It's not Hannity. It's Tucker Carlson, that guy. He has got to be one of the most disrespectful people I have ever seen. I absolutely hate him. Like, whenever I want a taste of the, like, the other side of the argument, because I constitute myself as a moderate, slightly left-leaning individual. I, of course, lean towards the right on several views, but predominantly I say that I lean towards the left. And whenever I'm wanting a view on the other side of the subject, Battle of Humanity, we don't talk about it. Yeah, if I ever want a view on the right side of things, I typically just listen to Ben Shapiro. Because a lot, like, he's at least more willing to have a conversation than Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson is not a conversation. He is, let me ask you a question, try and back you up into a corner, and if you don't, I'm just going to yell at you. And that's what he does. And I don't like it. And I can't understand why anyone likes it. Like, that's when you get from, it's no longer politics, it's just entertainment. Personally, I feel that's the problem. Once you start mixing politics and entertainment, you end up reaching the point where people are no longer able to differentiate the two. But then again, I do still watch things like Last Week Tonight, because one of the wonderful things that I love about Last Week Tonight, and you know, just like all of the Comedy Central channels and humor, is actually just that since it is Comedy Central, they are an entertainment channel. They are an entertainment channel, which means that they are not held back by the same what is the term? Issues or rules that that news agencies are held to. Like, one of the wonderful reasons as to why just Comedy Central is able to get away with just having, you know, like, humorous news shows, is because they are quite literally able to call out bullshit on the channel. They're allowed to, and that's wonderful. But again, once you start mixing entertainment and politics, it becomes harder for people to differentiate the two. Satire, but they also do good and at times far better journalism. It's actually interesting because I don't even know if I would constitute, like, Last Week Tonight, yeah, it definitely deals with a lot of satire. But like the Tonight Show, I feel as though that does more news than satire. Like, it's kind of like, it's more so like news with an occasional joke thrown in. I just have this fucking Hellion all the way back here, and they can't do shit because these two assholes keep going, I want to cut into the front of the line where it's more dangerous. Stupid. Wonderful.
This expedition at least promises success.
Go ahead and heal that up. Ship's figurehead. I don't know. Sure, touch it. Oh, well, that's nice. It took a little while to kill that thing, yeah. Like, it did not want to die. Who has the best chance of 45%? Really? Okay. We did it! Guess I don't really have space for money anymore, do I? Money. I'm also running out of torch, which is really distressing, because I expected to have covered a lot more of this place than I have. I had to use up 4 torches after camping out because I used that one ability of the occultist, which really I should have thought that through a bit harder.
A fortune waiting to be spent.
I feel sleep calls, but I plan to finish up this dungeon, Cadmium, and then my plan is to end the stream after that. So, yeah, no, feel free to stick around as long as you want, but do know I will be ending soon enough, so you won't be missing much if you decide to head off. I always try and tell people to take care of themselves before, before you know, like staying here at the stream, because, like, I don't know, what do you miss? If you decide to go to bed, what do you miss? You miss, I don't know, a stream. You miss part of a stream. You miss a little bit of entertainment. You know, it's kind of like falling asleep just before Adult Swim and you miss all of your favorite shows. You know, it's not going to be the end of the world. You can find it online later. Or, you know, maybe you'll find a rerun. Or maybe you'll just catch the next new episode. Doesn't hurt. But yeah, don't worry about it if you decide to go to bed. It's not going to hurt my feelings. I for one, am an adult, at least I think. I haven't cut off my leg in order to count the rings yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm an adult. So, you know, that's nice. And smackaroni. Soon. You know, I'm starting to think that 2 Hellions, like, really doesn't work out.
The light, the promise of safety.
I mean, I guess it works out. They're still really good damage dealers, I suppose.
Foolish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
Alright, gonna get sleep. Take care, Duke. Take care, all. You take care of yourself, Cadmium. Pleasant dreams and all that, okay? Hopefully... Okay, so... On a best case scenario, the last fight... Because... Yeah, there's been 1, 2... This is 3rd fight. There's typically 4 fights on a long journey. 4 room fights on average. So on a best case scenario, the last fight is over here. On a worst case scenario, the fight's gonna be right here. Because I'm gonna be, well, yeah, because I'm gonna have to use my torch. Well, actually, no, I should be okay if it's right there. Worst case scenario is if it is not right there, and it is at one of these 2 locations, and I go to the wrong one first. That's the worst case scenario. Take that! Ow. Hey, Scorecap, how would you feel if these enemies were heartless in Kingdom Hearts 3. I think I'd like it. Also, which character was it that always went in Kingdom Hearts that would dramatically go, "Take that"? Was it which person was it? Was it Hades? Like whenever he fired a Pirates of the Caribbean world? It may have been. I want to say it was Hades whenever he like launched a fire at you, like just a basic fire. He'd just go, "Take that," and they'd shoot fire at you. I'm not sure though. They're almost dead. Did they also say it's over? Dude, I don't know. Damn it. Hades? Okay, it was Hades. Thank you, Captain. A concept that is important to understand first and foremost is the window of discourse, also known as the Overton window. In short, there is a core moral set, often described as centrist, in a given culture. Okay, there's more to this. I definitely want to read more on this. Divergence from that core morally exists, but only to a limited extent. Ideas that exist near the core are seen as normal, and the further you get from the core, the more unworkable and radical they seem. People will still hold those ideas on some level, but will be shunned by society if they voice them. Any society will have ideas that seem unthinkable to them as a whole. However, there will still be an array of what is acceptable to them, and people will be relatively free to voice these sentiments without global opposition. These will be divergences that are acceptable and divergences that are widely rejected. No culture is truly absolute. I remember Setzer said, Isn't this romantic? Romantic. I was actually at my great-grandparents yesterday. I say great-grandparents, but technically it's just my great-grandmas because my great-grandfather passed away 2 years ago? It was either last year or 2 years ago.
A hand's breadth.
McCree, no!
Unwound.
Okay, never mind. If you insist. One of my great uncles was there, and I absolutely love the dude. He's one of the few people that I can talk to about politics. He's a really cool dude. He has like a full beard. He's he got a shard of metal in his eye at one point when he was younger. They managed to keep the eye, and so he has lazy eye. He has like fish eyes. One eye always looks that way, and the other one is kind of like that way. I'm not exactly sure which one is looking at me most of the time. I don't think he actually does look at me most of the time. I think he looks off in other directions, and he just kind of goes into thought. I'm not sure. In any case, I thought it was a very interesting thing, because again, he likes to talk about politics. And I too like to talk about politics. I like to talk about it, but I also hate it. I hate talking about politics, but I love being involved in conversation that requires deeper thought, and politics is one of those big things. I remember we ended up talking about the Kavanaugh thing. And it gave me a good view on the right side. I'm not going to go into detail about what all was said, just in case. But I did think it was interesting because one of the things that has been said by Kavanaugh's roommates in college was he claimed that Kavanaugh himself was a very aggressive drunk. And I ended up bringing this up And their reaction was simply, no, I don't believe that. And it's like, this world isn't based upon what the fuck you believe, damn it. It's like, either the roommate's lying or he's not. If he's lying, then he's a part of some sort of Democrat conspiracy. And if he's not, then Kavanaugh is a fucking rapist. It's one of the two. You can't tell me. I don't know, but Cloud's hopeless. I'm not gonna lie, this is actually going a lot better than I expected it to. But again, I really like going out there just because I get, like I feel as though it is a necessity of all people to actually talk to the their opposition. You know, to actually try and find like a middle ground or something. I feel as though that it should be a necessity whenever it comes to whenever it just comes to society alone, really. I'm amazed. Like, we should probably all be dead by this point, right? Yet we're not. I don't know how.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's
We'll get rid of the J and we'll just take that gold. Fix everyone up. Since apparently everyone has a tendency to want to move towards the front of the line. I still don't know why. So there's one more battle here. And now it's just a matter of finding it. I do think that I can actually pull it off.
Could staunch the flow of
It's gonna be a really close one. Oh, that's a trap. So, in other news, I've been, I decided to watch Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood in order to decide which one I thought was better. Because a lot of people will just say, yeah, Brotherhood is better because it follows the manga. And it's like, that's not necessarily a case of it being better. Maybe I was thinking about Captain. I was actually gambling to see if this place was going to be a battle or not. I was taking that gamble. Unfortunately, I got fucked. I didn't think that there was going to be a room battle here. In fact, this by all technicality is a best case scenario because we get to hit this place up at an early enough point to where we are not at our worst. Smackadoodle. So yeah, watching through Full Metal Alchemist and Brotherhood, I can now officially state that Brotherhood does indeed have a, Brotherhood is indeed better, yes. Like, Full Metal Alchemist is still really good. Like, I would put it above average. The only thing that Full Metal Alchemist has above Brotherhood, though, is quite simply just I feel as though the villains, the homunculi, are more engaging in the original FMA versus Brotherhood. Just heal up ourselves. Ooh, we've almost got this. So much blood. We're fine. It's fine. There we go. That's a kill. The Pelagic Oracle. We got a lot luckier on this fight as well because what we had to fight was so much easier compared to what just about everything else we've had to fight up to this point.
A trifling victory, but a victory.
Oh shit, there's more. Oh no. I shouldn't have done that. I should have kept that shovel. I'm going to come across more debris, I bet. Oh man, I shouldn't have done that. Okay. I should be able to hit this spot just as my torch is running out. Like, it'll probably be at like 74. Ah, nope. I am more.
Without tools of iron, you must rely on flesh and indefatigable purpose.
I'm gonna risk it. Okay, I'm gonna do this fight and then I'm gonna back up and camp. God damn it. $12 damage. I should set, yeah, I should set both of these with breakthrough. I think just like that like combination of breakthrough sorry, it's not really a combination, it's just the constant breakthrough I feel is actually just a really nice thing to do. It's really kind. I think that it teaches the children about morals. Constant breakthroughs.
Soothed,
Heal up everyone.
sedated.
Also, how much food do I have? I have 6 food. Oh boy. So I can do a full meal, it looks like. I've not come across a singular thing to increase my food supplies during this entire venture, which is definitely a problem.
Huddled together, furtive and vulnerable.
It
Rats
took
in
health
a
damage.
maze.
Interesting. I don't think there's a reason to do Sanctuary. You rebel? Oh, whoops. I accidentally clicked the, okay, that's fine. I accidentally clicked to, continue. That was not my... Everyone's about to have a heart attack. Yeah. Honestly, yeah, fuck. I don't know if I want to pull out of this one or not. Because I feel as though we can do it. Of course. Of course. Well, this is a venture. Barbaric Yop, 40%. Nope, okay.
Diminished.
I saw that coming. Gonna increase power. You were saying? I should have left. We're gonna see what happens, though. Can we get that stun? Yes, perfect. Perfect. Marvelous. Gonna do that. It just lowers his dodge. It's not really gonna help us. Stress wave. That's fine. Except it's not. More stress. All the stress. We don't like it here. We don't like all the stress. You just pass. Okay. 16 damage. Oh, I should have. Ah. Oh well, that's fine. Because we can do that, so it's fine. It works out. Arterial pinch. No! I guess this is one of the better enemies I could have gone up against. Stun? Hooray! Arterial pinch. 3 damage. How much stress? Stress! Stress for everyone! Yeah, so we're just gonna bandage that up. Gonna heal up the party. Yeah, whatever. If you don't want the heal, don't take it. Shut up. Don't come crying me later. I know we can win this battle, and this should be the last battle. I'm almost positive it's the last battle. Let's get them. Nice. Beautiful. Marvelous. Yeah, you go ahead and pass. Whatever. It's fine. Ooh, we resisted that bleed. Really? I did not expect that to happen. I was expecting to go down to 0 HP once again. I really should be shooting for that stun. Whatever. Good old 3 HP. Bro is kicking ass streetwise. They really are, yeah.
Well struck.
Clout's not doing terrible either. It's just that Clout has been unfortunate to be on this spot and just get
Teetering
pushed
on the
back.
brink.
You're
Facing
fine.
the
It's just a
abyss.
it's just a heart attack. You're fine. You don't need your heart to live. Oh, okay. You don't want my heals? Whatever. Okay, so let's hope that we can get that. Fuck. Okay. It's actually just fine because they can just do an adrenaline rush. Okay, now we don't even need that. Better just smack this thing some more. Material pinch. That's fine. No heart attack yet. There we go. That's the kill.
Falls.
Honestly, there's more. No. I don't think I can go anymore. Everyone's too stressed out by this point. It's 2 more. No. No, we can't do that. And it's not just 2 more battles, it's 4 more battles. Yeah, we can't win that. We're leaving, everyone. Pack your bags. We're going home.
Setback, but not the end of things.
We managed to make a shitload of money though. So, like, we made back the cost of all of our expenses. Yeah, just that. We made back all of our expenses, and that's pretty awesome. My game glitched and now I'm scared. Why? What happened, Pasta?
The degeneracy of the hamlet is nothing, I fear.
Time to toss
when
people into this
compared to
thing.
the condition of surrounding acres.
Where's the towels? Wait, what? Why was that? Whatever. Smiley face. This doesn't help me, creepy. Oh, okay. It's late. I finished up that dungeon. We didn't win it, unfortunately, but we did finish it up. My Plague Doctor's sprite is scrambled. Well, that sounds nice. Maybe it's, fuck, I'm forgetting what it's called. Maybe it's missing no creepy. Also, I remember. Jester wanted to be a Plague Doctor. So let's go ahead and give them that.
What better laboratory than the blood-soaked
I hope she enjoys that. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream there. Thank you everyone so much for stopping by. It was nice having each and every one of you. You all stay safe. Remember, do not text and drive. Do not drink and drive. 10-2 people, 10-2. And happy days and sunshine ahead. I'll see all of you guys later. I'm just gonna let Auto-Host do its thing. Never again. Yes. Y'all have a wonderful night. Bye, everyone.